a slow fashion blogger, I like to track my clothing purchases and share an annual recap. It's a way for me to reflect on my consumption habits and provide transparency into my fashion journey. I've been doing this since 2019, and you can see my past videos linked below. If you're new here, I'm Lily, and I talk about sustainable fashion and living on this channel. I also have a blog about running, travel, and sustainability, so I hope you'll stick around if you like those things too. So before I begin, a quick disclaimer. While I usually practice a low-buy philosophy for clothing, this was not a low-buy year. I acquired a lot more clothing than I usually do this year, though the majority of it was secondhand or an essential or functional item. This happened for a few reasons. The first being that I gained weight. I started lifting again after a running injury to help build bone density, and that changed my body in unexpected ways. I couldn't fit into some of the clothing I've had for years anymore, so I had to get new clothing, and some of the clothing I purchased earlier in the year no longer fit me as well, so I ended up with some pieces I couldn't really wear. The second being that I've been low buy since 2018, and I never really built an adult wardrobe. I stopped buying as much clothing during and after college, and as a result my adult wardrobe was actually pretty small. This became really clear to me when I finally cleaned out my high school closet. That's a whole video in case you missed it. While I purchased a good amount of items this year, I actually wore most of them, so I think that's a win. So now that I have this disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the video. This video will be broken down into categories: fashion items, essential items, and running gear. Since I purchased a lot more this year, I'll show everything laid out, but I won't have time to show you each piece. I'll pick out the standout ones in each category, but if you see anything that I didn't talk about or you want to know more about, just leave me a comment. So these items are more for style purposes than functional purposes. First, I'll start with the used items, which made up the majority of my fashion purchases. My favorite secondhand pieces include this pastel yellow top I got from my favorite thrift store near Boston. I love the buttons as well as how it's a subtle crop top. I like pairing it with this midi skirt with a side slit that I also got at a thrift store. I wore this in Paris and it felt perfect for a summer night in the city. Another happy purchase for me was this chunky black sweater from Poshmark. It's from the defunct sustainable fashion brand Veta, and I wanted it for a year since it's modular with a removable turtleneck and cardigan buttons. It can be worn so many different ways, which is great for traveling when you can't take as much with you. Veta was known for their modular fashion, so if this interests you, definitely look them up on Poshmark and Mercari. I have a $10 off referral code in case the apps are new to you. They also still have a treat website. Another sweater I waited for a long time for was this green warp check sweater by Lisa Says Ga. I got it on the Real, which is a used marketplace for higher end brands. I wanted this sweater for at least 2 years, and I finally found it at a price I was willing to pay, which was under $50. I got it around the holidays, and it was actually a great festive piece, though it is also nice year-round. The only thing is that it is acrylic, which is a synthetic fiber that pills easily, so I'm not sure I'll get another acrylic sweater after this. These patterned pants from Linen Fox were also a fun piece. I wanted some gingham linen pants for a while and saw these in a Facebook linen buy-sell trade group. I've worn them so much already in a few months that unfortunately the crotch seams are already ripping. Please let me know if you have tips for fixing this. It seems too complicated for me, so I may just take them to a tailor. I also got these Madewell window pane pants, new with tags, on ThredUp. I really like how thick and cozy these are. They even have a waffle-like material on the inside. Another favorite used piece was this Tradland smock dress from an online marketplace called Noisaf Bazaar. It's a curated used marketplace of ethical fashion brands or slower brands. I already have this dress in emerald, and it's delightful to wear in the summer, so I wanted it in another color. The only thing I wish I'd known is that it shows sweat really apparently, so I wouldn't wear this Tencel linen blend on a sweltering day. My final top secondhand purchase were these Doc Martens Oxfords I got on Mercari. They are a bit heavy to wear if you're walking a lot, but they do make an outfit look really polished. Now let's look at the new items. My most worn new item was this gifted Tradland gingham dress. I wasn't expecting it to wear it as much as I did, but it's really versatile because of the length. I can wear it by itself in the summer or layer it with the turtleneck in the winter. I even wore this to a countryside wedding in France. I also got the Birch shelter cardigan from them, which I wore a lot as well. I have the same cardigan in sienna from a couple years ago, and I love how chunky and warm these are. With the cardigan, I'm wearing a gifted Sans de Fleur skirt. They're a slow fashion linen brand from Lithuania, and they're known for their more cottagecore pieces. The skirt is so fun to twirl in and has a great weight to it. Unfortunately, it's one of the pieces that started fitting less well for me after I gained weight, so it's tight in the waist. I plan to bring it to a tailor to move down the waistband at some point. Another favorite piece that also stopped fitting super well is this abstract jumpsuit from My Little Belleville I purchased myself. They're a small brand based out of Salt Lake City and their patterns are just so joyful. I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done to make the jumpsuit fit better. Basically, I have trouble squatting and sitting in it. I'll take it to a tailor eventually too, but I might need to resell it, unfortunately. I also got these black wide leg pants as PR from Vitamin A Swim. They were way too long on me, so I hemmed them quickly by hand myself as a stopgap before getting them tailored. Unfortunately, I also have the same issue with ripping at the crotch seams, so that needs to get fixed too. I like the silhouette of these pants and wore them a lot, but I don't actually think the quality is super good since the fabric is thin, maybe to keep it more breathable for summer, and the waistband also never stays flat. So just want to be honest there. Finally, I did want to share the swimsuits I got as PR this year. I went a little swimsuit happy since I usually don't have more than one at a time, but this year I knew I would be swimming more and I was also writing a guide to ethical swimwear. The most unique is this puff sleeve set from Lingerie Bodywear, a Canadian swimwear brand. I like how thick and sturdy the fabric is, and their designs are really unique and feminine. The others are this open back one piece from Carved Designs, which is a sportier brand. I like how this suit can be worn casually and also for lap swimming in a pinch. This two-piece is from Vitamin A Swim, and I like that it's lightweight, making it easy to travel with. There are no cups though, and it will show nipples, though weirdly, I guess that's a thing people want, according to Kim Kardashian's dystopian bra ad. Also, I usually share accessories, and most of them were earrings from Etsy this year since I got a couple new piercings. Unfortunately, a few of the pieces just weren't good quality and rusted even though they were supposed to be titanium or stainless steel. I ended up investing in gold jewelry from Any Golds, a small New York City business on Etsy, and I have had a good experience with them. Now let's get into the essential items. The essential items are really just base layers, underwear, and loungewear. Basically anything that has a functional purpose that isn't running or fitness gear. This isn't that interesting, so I'll just call out a couple essential items, which are first these leggings gifted from Canadian slow fashion brand Franck. They have super long inseams, so if you're tall, which is not me, but if you need long leggings, you know where to find them. I love the Tencel organic cotton material since it's sturdy but soft. I'm going to roll these up for now and hem them myself later. Next, I really like these sports bras gifted by sustainable brand Nutch. They're made from recycled nylon in Italy and they're fairly affordable for a slow fashion brand. I like the ribbed fabric because it's stretchy, so they're plenty comfortable for everyday wear too. I actually wear sports bras as my regular bras, so that's why they're in this essentials section of the video and not the running fitness gear part. Of course, if you need something super supportive, then you'll want something more compressive, but I'm also able to wear these on runs since I'm part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. Now let's get into running gear. One of my favorite items was this fleece jacket by Canadian sustainable brand Tentree. I like fleeces for running since they really insulate you. The two I'd been wearing are from high school and a little small. I still use them, but it's nice to have another jacket that feels more adult and lets me do laundry less often. For shorts, I like to wear bike shorts for running, and I saw these John G bike shorts on sale at REI and I wanted to give them a try since they're a small Boston brand that gives 2% back to clean water. I also got a pair of their Transit Tech pants from REI's used section online. I've been getting really into pants lately for running as my leggings have been making me chafe where my leg meets my groin. Probably TMI. These are lightweight, water resistant, and have lots of pockets, which I appreciate. I also got a pair of Woven bike shorts used on ThredUp. Woven is a sustainable sportswear brand and I like their recycled polyester material that feels almost like suede and doesn't show sweat. Since I've been doing more mountain running and hiking, I really like this pair of sunglasses gifted by Shinzo Tamura, a family-owned Japanese brand. What's unique about them is that the lenses don't actually darken your view that much. It's more of a warm filter. I never liked wearing sunglasses because I wanted to see everything in the colors they actually were, so these have been great. Since I wanted to swim more laps last year, I also got a sports one piece from Athleta on Poshmark. I personally wouldn't prefer to buy a used swimsuit because of hygiene and longevity, but this one was actually new with tags. I wanted to call this out in case you're looking for great deals on swimwear, as I got this for about a third of retail price. For shoes, I bought 5 pairs of running shoes, 4 of which are for road running and 1 for trail running. I usually like to buy my shoes lightly used on eBay or Poshmark, but there were some good sales, particularly on the Allbirds Tree Flyers, and since they're a more sustainable shoe model that I know works for me, I got them new. They're actually the first more sustainable running shoe that I find actually performs, since most of the shoes made from natural materials don't have a lot of bounce in them. I also got 2 pairs of the Brooks Launch 10s, which are the newest model, so I couldn't find them used even though I would have liked to. The older model fit a little weird and rubbed against the top of my foot, and since I ended up getting a bone stress injury there, I didn't want to risk it and just got the latest model. For trail running, I ended up buying new as well because I was in Chamonix and wanted to run and I only had hiking boots on me. I tried looking in a used shop and Facebook Marketplace multiple times, but I didn't see anything in my size, so I bought from a local sporting goods store. I also got a pair of shoes for playing tennis since I'd been using old trail shoes and I actually slipped and hit my head one day. I just bought these from a local store since I wanted to be able to try them on since I'd never bought tennis specific shoes before. Finally, I was gifted a pair of Keen Zionic hiking boots. I actually wasn't expecting these and hadn't confirmed that I wanted them yet, but they sent them to me anyways, and I figured I would wear them when my current pair wears out, which will be soon, or I'll wear them when I need to pack light, as these are very lightweight for hiking boots. All in all, this was a bigger purchasing year for sure. I feel like it was mostly all things I will actually use though, so I'm not unhappy with how the year went. I do want to have more of a low buy year this year though, so I'll be even pickier with my own purchases and PR. Overall, I was gifted 10 fashion pieces and 9 essential or fitness items, 3 of which were sports bras. I turned down a lot of PR items as well, and also specifically got some pieces for people I know to try out, as it lets me see the quality of the brand to write about later and gives my friends a chance to try ethical brands too. The total value of what I kept for myself from gifted items was $2,260. As I always say, you don't need to spend a ton of money to participate in sustainable fashion. This is just my situation as a sustainable fashion blogger. I know it's a really big privilege to be able to receive PR for free, and I don't take that lightly at all. I only accept things I know I'll use for years, and I try to get functional items I would have needed to buy anyways. For the fashion clothing I bought myself, the majority was used outside of jewelry. My new items were almost all PR except for the jumpsuit I bought myself. It's a fine balance to keep since I want to reduce my consumption, but I also want to support small ethical brands that are struggling. 2 of the brands I admired actually closed in 2023, which was really sad. If you do like anything I shared and need something, I will link the brands below, as I do want to spread the word about quality brands. Some of them did give me discount codes as well to save you money. For the total items I bought myself, minus underwear and socks, that includes 19 fashion pieces, 10 accessories, which were mostly individual earring studs, and 17 essentials or fitness gear pieces, including 6 pairs of running or tennis shoes. 23 of the items I bought were used, so that's about 64% of the clothing specific items. Personally, I spent $850 on fashion pieces and $858 on essentials. $409 of that was on running or tennis shoes because they are expensive, and that means my total spending was about $1,708. One thing I did a nice job of this year was doing more thrifting or using unique online secondhand platforms, and I'm happy about that. Like I said, I recommend Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook buy-sell trade groups, and Wasaf Bazaar. Let me know in the comments if you want me to talk more about them in a future video. Also, in the spirit of transparency, every year I donate a portion of the money I earn blogging to a sustainable nonprofit or mutual aid fund. This year I donated $3,350 to a wide variety of funds, including Remake Our World's Direct Relief Fund, Garment Worker Center's Emergency Relief Fund, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and many more. This was around 13% of my take-home blog income. If you want to learn more about that, I'll link my blogging income report below. I also want to add I am no longer earning money from YouTube's AdSense because I fell under the watch time requirement when I stopped posting for over a year. So if this video was helpful to you at all, it would mean a lot if you shared it with someone you think would like it or shared some of my other videos. And I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page as well if you want to contribute back to my channel and my work. But like I said, sharing or watching some of my old videos are also a big help to help me get back to that watch time threshold. Anyways, let me know how your year was in terms of your clothing purchases. I am wishing you all a wonderful start to 2024. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.